Welcome back. So I'm excited about this segment because it's a first of its kind music critique. So we're going to be looking at the potential, the quality, and the future of Afrobeat sound and those who are providing the sound. So joining us on this particular segment on the show this morning, we have a music critique on the show, Mr. Chinonso Ihe Kire, who joins us right here in our Lagos studio. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Yeah, it's good to have you on the show. So, yesterday we had an interesting conversation during which we looked at, the Nigerian sound from back then, Afrobeat to be precise, and the Nigerian sound from today. And our guest was not quite enamored by the quality of what he's listening to because he's an OG. And he says, back then we used to assemble all of the sounds together. Today technology has taken over such that production is not original. And that's where I want us to start from. First of all, how are you processing the Afrobeat sound quality of modern day as against the Afrobeat sound that our own great Fela Anikulapo Kuti is set, that we ascribe to him?
All right, thank you. Afrobeat as the 70s when Fela started it wasn't existing before then. He came up with that idea. So it was a fusion essentially. So that just says that any innovation in music, contemporary music right now, would be from fusions. And with what I'm seeing, like generally across the scene, a lot of more rising musicians are thinking towards fusions, thinking towards making futuristic versions of what we already have now. But then the whole debate on quality is much subjective. So for some people, they tend to pander towards content, while for some people, they tend to pander towards how can we globalize this sound. Well, on an industry scale, I will go towards the right, like let's make what can be sustained. Afrobeat itself has a shelf life, and we need to expand it. Nigerian music has a lot of genres. Afrobeats is more like a blanket label right now. So we just gather everything from R&B to hip hop to pop, and we just call it Afrobeats because that was how the West, recognized our music, which I see as a blessing in disguise sometimes because it's easier to sell your product when it's very much recognized as one thing. Then people who really love it can now find variants like, okay, I like Afrobeats, I like the R&B from Afrobeats, I like the hip hop from Afrobeats, I like the pop from Afrobeats. So then, it's just a matter of taste, basically.
So looking at you, I think I have the answer to the question. I know where you queue behind the modern Afrobeat, but I'll still ask the question for the sake of asking. So which brand of Afrobeat would you rather embrace? Would you rather stand up and immediately begin to dance to? Is it the modern day Afrobeat produced by, the current crop of artists, or the one given by, the OG?
Right now, to dance, I would listen to a lot of old music because we had a lot more dance music before now. Right now, we have a lot more, influence from other genres, people creating different forms of present contemporary music. Like in hip hop, we have a lot of melodic rap in vogue right now. But most of these songs that get popular are not really what we dance to. Then South Africa is helping to, promote amapiano, house, and other derivatives of that genre. But, when we bring it down here, right now, we need to have some originality to it. So I think on my end, I tend to cling more to what sounds really Nigerian, and then just gets to me. But basically, there's a lot of contemporary music as well that you can really dance to. You can dance to a lot of Ashake, a lot of Rema, and whatnot.
That's a smart answer, but Gadi.
Okay, quite interesting conversation, really. And I'm so stuck at the point you said Afrobeat has a short shelf life. Did I get you correctly there?
I said it has a shelf life.
Oh, sorry, shelf life.
Yeah.
Okay, shelf life.
Whether it's short, whether
Or
it's
long.
We've not found out
depends.
just yet.
It depends on us right now.
Okay, I can hear a sigh of relief, but I think it's something to be very mindful of, right? I understand the times. Now is the time for Afrobeat. How do we maximize it? So let's talk about 2025, right?
Yeah.
One song that has been on replay, you know how the mind works, right? I think the mind is like the most annoying DJ. You can just keep looping a song for you. It's this Joy Is Coming song. I don't know how it happened. I've not sat down to listen to the full song, but I almost know the song for some reason. And it just speaks to, I don't know if the landscape is changing really. So let's speak to what 2025 holds really. So there's Joy Is Coming. There are lots of names. And people are like, this is not Davido, this is not Burna Boy, this is not Ashake or Wizkid. Have I named all the...
Well, I mean, there's a lot.
So what's 2025 looking like, particularly with all these new names?
I mean, I'm looking at 2025 with optimism because we had a kind of slow 2024. We didn't have a major breakout act, unlike 23.
Oh, really?
Yes. So we had more, homegrown acts just keep dropping their music.
The same names that we're used to, right?
It's getting quite confusing why we're not getting more breakouts. But the work is still left for the coming generations, and we're already seeing like potential signs. Like this guy Fido, for instance, he became viral in 24 with another song, but this particular song, Joy Is Coming, I mean, right time to drop it, considering it's the beginning of the year. It's a very hopeful song. I mean, we've had other songs like that enjoy same prominence, but the song itself, it's not just because of the season. It's an interesting production. And I think many Afrobeats lovers right now are just very tuned to what sounds fresh. Because if you keep giving them, refined versions of Amapiano and other popular music, in quotes, it might sound a bit still. So right now, he's able to add a tinge of, there's dancehall there, there's his own pop sounds, different. He's very breezy with it.
How do you describe this? Because I think a lot of people are now studying what he's done, right? Normally people will try to replicate it and copy it. So there's a way he broke down his lines. He played around the beat. You're a music critic. I don't know if you get a lot of attacks, basically, when you critique songs, but let's try to critique the song. How would you describe it in terms of the flow, the lyrics, how it played with... there was a part where he was singing... Mojupe, follow. That's not the typical
way to sing.
You get, but I don't know if it was an Apala feel or a Fuji feel that he brought into it. But how do you describe his song, and then maybe we can study it?
Well, I think I already said he adds a bit of dancehall to his.
Right.
I think there are also elements of hip hop in how he structures his verses, because he's kind of like sing rapping. Slow talk, and it's very interesting that when he fuses everything together, it still sounds cohesive. Because for me, that's what I listen to when I listen to a song. Does it have enough for me to go back? Does it have that replay value? So cohesively, the song works. You might struggle with trying to embrace it because of its newness. If you, for instance, a strong fan of what that tune was, and then you're not really feeling what he's doing with it, but I feel like he's able to do a good job. For me, I don't have a problem with the song, particularly the song.
So let's talk about other acts that we're watching out for. Monarchy, Zeridiel, DXTNY. How do you pronounce that?
Destiny. His real name is Destiny.
Oh, right. DXTNY is Destiny. Or Destiny.
I feel the artist maybe it's correct us, but I've heard people
that achieve this purpose to make it talk about the name and try to figure.
So his music is currently like making the rounds now, and it's sounding very fresh, and that just goes to show that music is not domiciled in Lagos. So he's bringing something fresh. It sounds like it's coming from the south. There's another artist too like that, Monarchy. But he's from Benin City.
Right. Which is also south, anyway.
Yes, basically a lot of people are coming with someone like Lona is coming from the north. First Class is coming from Abuja / the north. So everybody's trying to make like sense of what their locals enjoy and just maybe like make it into a nationwide hit. Destiny was able to do that. He has a song called Uncle Pele and it's presently trending. So the other songs too. This guy is Fola, is signed to Better Shmada. He also does, contemporary pop / R&B.
So these are names other
New
than
names.
Davido and
Yes,
Burna Boy.
exactly.
So how do you see them defining the new music space? I mean, it pretty much reminds me of what you said about Afrobeat having a shelf life, but determined by what we do about it.
Well, we need a lot of variety right now. I think of Afrobeat like product. So if you're selling just dance Afrobeats and that's your biggest genre or breakout sound, it's stunting the growth generally because you have millions, billions of people listening to music. A lot of people catching on to the sound right now, looking for variety. And these guys, they're managing to infuse what they're already good at, putting in some tinge of their locales, their habitats, sounding like a mixture of indigenous music with contemporary music. So that's why I'm noticing the trend that many rising stars are tending to want to have a unique sound. I think that's one thing, that's one leg of the struggle, because if you have good sound, you can easily get it.
So our dancehall is evolving beyond the Afrobeat dominance in clubs and parties and concerts to what these guys are bringing, if I get you correctly.
Yes, so it's more than just dance music, because consumption of music has changed. It's not just in the clubs anymore. It's not just at parties anymore. A lot of streaming is being done, people in their houses, in their offices. So people want to consume music that speaks to other parts of their life when they're not dancing. And these guys are filling in gaps.
We must mention Taves as well.
Yeah.
Taves was a breakout
Very
last
brilliant
year.
R&B artist. But he did, when I say breakout, I didn't think he broke out nationwide.
As much, right?
Yeah.
But that was a good one, from Ibadan in particular.
Exactly.
So music is not, in fact, I'm not sure if Lagos really can lay claim. Most people just come from outside and then come to
Lagos is still the capital. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the infrastructure is here.
That's what I'm saying. But the acts most times come from outside of Lagos.
And what they do, they mostly come to Lagos, like use these services, and go back. They're proving a point. Like, I can do this and enjoy where I am.
There you go.
It's worth
We
it.
earn it. Lagos is the melting pot, not Ibadan. So we watch out for Fido, Destiny, Monarchy, Zari DL in 2025. This is
There's many more. There are also ladies on the list. There's Winnie. She's from Benue. Like, she makes very interesting Afro reggae music. Then we have King Madi, who's broken up, but she's poised to be like a global breaker at this point, because that's another thing the industry needs. Like, we need to sustain the momentum on a global scale, because at the end of the day, it's a business.
There you go.
Yeah. Chinoso, you definitely have a hang on their work, and this is a very interesting niche for you. Thank you so much for your time on the show. We've been talking with music critic Chinoso Ihekiri.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
And from there, we move on to the next leg of our conversation, find out what it is after this time out. Join us again.